Hi. So let me show you what I did today. I went to Barnes and Noble. I haven't gone in like a long time, since 3 weeks that I haven't gone. So I think I did really, really good because it's been 3 weeks since I haven't gone to Barnes and Nobles, but here we are. And let me show you what I got. I got a date with a book. Look, and it says, a stunning novel about the transformative power of relationships. Let's see what it is. A little nervous. Oh. What should I do if I already have this book, though? Legit question. I may have this book already. Let's see. Maybe I don't know. Let's see. I haven't heard of it at all. Normal People, a novel by Sally Rooney. Okay. Never heard of it. Wouldn't have picked it because I'm not really in love with this cover. So honestly, I wouldn't have picked this book if it wasn't because of what is said here. So hey, Barnes and Nobles, maybe you should keep this up, right? The date with a book kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt, right? It's not even that many pages. So yeah, I'll read it. Let's see. What got me was the transformative power of relationships. And I've been lately on this kick of relationships, sisterhoods, how things like that connection that you have with people, that community that you get from being around other people kind of transforms you in a way. And I've been getting a kick out of reading different manifestations of this idea in books and in novels. So that's what got me into this book. So let's see. I will add it to my bookshelf for my TBR. Okay. On to the next one. This was the only one that was a date with a book like this. Because honestly, I was a little scared. Because it's the unknown, right? And it's like I'm very particular about the books that I pick. So having somebody else kind of pick it for me, it's a little scary. But I only did one of those. So let me show you another one that I got. So this one, I had never heard of it. The Wolff Den, right? Why did I get this book? Well, I got it because it had that little sticker right there for 50% off. And apparently the cash register said that because of what I spent, that this one, I can get it for 50% off. And it's kind of thick. It's a big book. So I'm hoping that it catches and it maintains my attention. So I guess we'll see. I misheard him. I thought he said anthology, but he said mythology. And I was like, anthology? And he was like, mythology? I was like, you mean anthology? And then we went back and forth like, it's like, it's fine, I'll get it. It was one of those things like, okay. Get a little embarrassed. People behind me. I'm like, just put it in there. Okay. So I got it. Okay. All right, but let me read you all what it says. Amara was once the beloved daughter of a Greek doctor until her father's death plunged her mother into destitution. Now Amara is a slave. Oh, this took a bad turn. And prostitute in Pompeii's notorious Wolff Den brothel, or Lupanar, owned by a cruel and ruthless man. Intelligent and resourceful, she is forced to hide her true self but her spirit is far from broken. Oh, I don't know how to say this word. Buoyed by the sisterhood she forges with the brothel's other women, Amara finds solace in the laughter and hopes they all share. For the streets of the city are alive with opportunity. Here, even the lowest born slave can dream of a new beginning. But everything in Pompeii has a price. How much will Amara's freedom cost her? The Wolff Den is the first in a trilogy of novels about the lives of women in ancient Pompeii. Okay. Bought out of a misconception. Let's see. Let's see how it turns out. Sounds interesting though. Okay. Next one. Next one. Here we go. Keeps getting interesting, y'all. So this is in the realm of YA and dark academia type of books. Okay, so that's why I got it. Not gonna lie though, it gave me Twilight vibes, this cover, right? What do you guys feel? It gave me Twilight vibes, like hardcore Twilight vibes, and that really is what caught my attention. And that's why I grabbed this book, because of that. And I saw the blood, and it just, once again, it gave me Twilight vibes. And then when I realized what it was, I Googled the author to see and make sure that this was the first book. Because one of my things is like, why don't we put numbers? So that way we know which one is number 1, number 2, number 3, and so forth. Why don't we do that? Why? I don't know. I think we should. I think we should do that. I think when we have series, we should number it, so that way the reader doesn't have to get confused about the order of the books. That's just me here, you know, food for thought. Let it be what it is. However, can we stop doing this? What is this? What is that? It feels like newspaper. I don't want my books to feel like a newspaper. Don't like it. Don't like it at all. Don't like it that it's white. It's not cream. Don't like that. Don't like that. It reminds me of shredded paper. Why do we have shredded paper on a book? Just why? I almost put it back on the bookshelf. Literally walked back to the bookshelf, and I was like, you know what? Is it even worth it? It's gonna piss me off every time I turn the page. But then I was like, you know what, Johanny? Let's just read it. Let's just read it. Let's hope it doesn't piss me off every time I flip the page. But see, it's like it has like this ripple thing. Not ripple. That's the wrong word. Like distress denim, but it's the distress page. Ugh. And I hated that it's white. It's not cream, and it just makes it look. I know it's going for like a chic classic look, but it makes it look cheap. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do it again. I'll read it though. Okay, next book. Don't get scared. Don't get scared. I mean, it's more to life than just one religion, right? It's more to life than just one thing. So I often like to go through the spiritual aisle in Barnes and Nobles. I love the look that people give me, because it's right next to the Christian aisle with the Bibles, and I like the look that I get whenever I go and then start picking or start looking at these books. I have to deal with witches and witchcraft and stuff like that. And the look that people give me and the space that they give me, oh my God. If you ever want like a lot of space, just go to a Barnes & Noble in a red state and then go look at these kind of books. You will get ample space, okay? More than 6 feet, guaranteed. But yeah, you know, the ethical power of hexing. Why not? Why not? Look at the kitty. I have 2 black cats too. Does that mean something? No, it just means I have 2 black cats, damn it. But yeah, see? I get to learn about spellcraft, healing spells, bind runes, obsidian amulet. Let's see. Oh, the middle pillar. Empowering your magic, the ethical hexing. See, it's a way to do hexing. Doesn't always have to be bad. Nothing is always bad and nothing is always good. It's no absolutes in life, by the way. But you know, I'll get off of my high horse when it comes to that. Okay, let's go to the next book. Super nopal. This is what my husband has started calling me. Super nopal. Because right now, like, I have this obsession with cactus. Cacti. Yeah, my son will correct me on that one. Cacti. There you go. It's, I don't know. I love it. I love it that they're prickly. I love it that they're beautiful. Even with thorns. And I think thorns make them even more beautiful because that's a way that they can protect their beauty. You know, like, fuck off. I have my thorns. You can only look but don't touch. So let me read this to you because this was very interesting. I love flawed, messy characters. I think that's why I like the last book that we read from the last author that we interviewed just today. But let me read you this one, okay? Because we're talking about this one. Oh, and the title is lovely too. Not only is a book cover, this book cover got me right away. Right, look at that book cover. Isn't it pretty? But then the title goes, I love you, but I've chosen darkness. Like, who wouldn't pick this just based off of that? And by the way, this was the last book there. Pretty sure Barnes & Nobles have other ones in the back, but it makes me feel special, and I grabbed the last one for whatever reason. Okay, so it says, since my baby was born, I have been able to laugh and see the funny side of things. A, as much as I ever did. B, not quite as much now. C, not so much now. And D, not at all. This is like a quiz right here. And then it says, leaving behind her husband and their young daughter, a writer gets on a flight for a speaking engagement in Reno, not carrying much besides a breast pump and a spiraling case of postpartum depression. Her temporary escape from domestic duties and an opportunity to reconnect with old friends mutates into an extended flight from the confines of marriage and motherhood, and a seemingly bottomless descent into the past. Deep in the desert where she grew up, she meets her ghosts at every turn, the first love whose self-destruction still haunts her, her father, a member of one of the most famous cults in American history, that got my attention, her mother, whose natives spark gutters with every passing year. She can't go back in time to make any of it right. But what exactly is her way forward? Alone in the wilderness, at last she begins to find how to make herself at home in the world. Bold, tender, and often darkly hilarious, I love you, but I've chosen darkness, reaffirms Watkins as the most captivating voice to come out of the West since Annie Proulx. Sorry, I don't know how to say that last name. I love it. I love it. This was a book that I wholeheartedly chose with my whole heart. So I can't wait to read this one. Can't wait. I love the whole juxtaposition of I love you, which is so tenderness, and then the word at the end of that title, darkness. And oh, by the way, if you know me, you know I love long titles. Next book, please. Now, it's not often that I buy books just because of the author. Honestly, I don't really keep track of authors like that. Not anymore. I used to with the Twilight series and 50 Shades of Grey and all of that, right? But lately, I go off of the book cover and I go off of the blurb and choose a book. But Lindsay Currie is an author that I have learned to love and trust in her writing. So as soon as I saw that it was another book out by her, I just immediately took it without even, I don't like the cover. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like the cover. And I didn't really read the blurb, but I saw her name. Lindsay Currie, and I like her other two books, Peculiar Incident on Shady Street and Scratch. So I was like, yeah, yes, I'm getting it. But let's read the blurb now that we're here. I swear I know how to read English. All Guinea Anderson wants from her summer is to relax, attend a writing workshop, and spend time with her best friend. But when Guinea's father surprises the family with a month-long trip to Michigan, her plans change for the worse, especially because they aren't staying in a normal hotel. They'll be living in and restoring the century-old Woodmore Manor. Oh, I read the first parts of this. I think, was it in Scratch at the end? I think so. It was in one of those books. When they arrive, Guinea is immediately spooked by the creepy house and the rumors of what lives in the surrounding woods. Legend says the forest is inhabited by prowling creatures with glowing eyes that prey on campers who are never seen again. And Guinea can't shake the feeling that there is something wrong with the house as well. Shadowy figures, a strange ticking sound in the walls, and a mannequin that has a mind of its own all converge to make for a terrifying stay. And as Guinea investigates, she learns that there is more than one legend roaming around, and this one definitely isn't after campers. It's after her. I love it. I love it. See, I know I was gonna like it. It's Lindsay Currie. Duh. All right, next book. Hold on. Remember, be open-minded. Okay, 2022 Witch's Companion. Bruja, bruja. Okay, so I needed a companion book, you know, so I was like, yeah. Let's see what 2022 has in store for me, you know, and what other guidance I can gain from this book. Talks about talisman, problematic chords, choosing a stone for self-improvement, you know, the power of hair, nails, trimming, shaving, styling, and plucking. I do a lot of that, so this is going to be interesting. So this is more of a self-development, more of a, you know, nonfiction self-development book that will go into my little witchy, I was going to say coven, my witchy bookshelf that I have over there. All right, next book. This one, I didn't get it because of the sticker. I got it because of that book cover. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? That is beautiful. This is an amazing book cover. And I mean, I dare you to walk by that and not get it and not pick it up. It's an amazing book cover. It's beautiful. Look at the plants. What do they signify? You know, they have her hands hostage, you know, and then look at the drawings. And as you can see, it's something just like what I said about the cactus. It's so beautiful, yet it's so dangerous. And see how the plant, right, the ravine is all around, and it has some thorns, so it's holding her hands together in bondage, yet there's a flower right there growing from it. So see, think about that. Think about the meaning. So book covers like this that can tell you about the story without telling you about the story. Really good book covers. That's why I picked up this book, honestly. The blurb was just, you know, an after effect afterwards. I was like, yeah, it confirmed that this was a book that I want to read, but honestly, the book cover just did it for me. And unfortunately today, Barnes and Noble didn't have like a good selection of middle grade books. I'm writing middle grade, so it's whenever I go over there, I want to pick a few middle grade books that are recent, so that way I can stay abreast of the genre and I can continue to see what's getting published when it comes to that genre, so I can learn myself as well, but also because I enjoy the stories. I mean, I love it. It's awesome because it's teaching us what young children want to read, but also I love it how the author explains tough subjects to that age group. And it's really amazing to see. And it's something that I'm still trying to hone and refine myself, because children in that age group should know what's going on in the world, but utilizing different words and utilizing different examples, so that way it is something that is digestible for them, so that way they can learn from it. And that is an art, maybe a science, I'm not sure, but it's definitely an art that needs to be learned. And that's why I like middle grade books. But that was so wordy. Let's read the blurb. Amal's dream of becoming a teacher is dashed in an instant when she unwittingly insults a member of her Pakistani village's ruling family and is forced to work at their state. Navigating the rules of life as a servant gets even more complicated when the family matriarch seems to make a favorite of Amal, causing friction and a jealousy among her fellow servants. More troubling, though, is Amal's increasing awareness of the deadly measures the Khan family will resort to in order to protect their interests, and her growing realization that she will have to find a way to work with the others if they're ever going to break the system that oppresses them. See? Isn't that is a loaded story? So many lessons that can be learned from that in a book for children. See, that's what I was talking about. There you go. The blurb explained it better than all my rambling did just a few seconds ago, right? There you go. That's why I like to read these books, because it teaches something that is so horrible, that is so loaded, but it talks about it plainly and using examples and metaphors that are digestible for children. And it's a pleasure to read. I love it. What can I say? I think more people should read middle grade books. That's just me. My humble opinion. And last but not least, Ramón y Julieta. I like this because so I have in my phone, I have a whole notes. My notes app has a folder of book ideas, and I'm not gonna lie, this was something that I had played around in my head of a retelling. But for me, I was wondering more about a retelling of not so much of Romeo and Juliet, but it was a retelling more of, what was that other, was it Othello, or I forgot. I totally forgot. I'm drawing a blank here, people. But it was a different retelling of one of those Shakespeare stories, because honestly, I don't think there hasn't been enough retelling with a Latino flair, right, in these stories. And that is something that I'm missing, and I'm hoping to see more of Othello, right? The Latino spin to it. What are the other ones? There's so many others. Shakespeare tales, because he was like a master storyteller too. Wasn't he a woman anyways? Wasn't there a woman that was actually Shakespeare, but they had to pretend that was a man? I don't know. I think so. Maybe that's just me doing a conspiracy theory there, but maybe it's a book that can be written, right? I don't know. Okay. But listen to the blurb. But isn't this cute though? Look at that. First of all, I love yellow. Love. Oh, can you tell? Look at my wall. I love yellow. And look at all the colors, right? And then it tells you right there, it's just, Mexican culture is represented very well here. So you kind of can tell, right? That there's going to be a Latino infused story. And obviously, I mean, the name Ramón and Julieta. All right, but let's read the blurb. Ramón Montes always achieves his goals. whether that means collecting Ivy League degrees or growing his father's fast food empire. Nothing sets Ramón off course. So when the sexy señorita who kissed him on the Day of the Dead runs off into the night with his heart, he determines to do whatever it takes to find her again. Next paragraph. Celebrity chef Julieta Campos has sacrificed everything to save her seat-to-table taqueria from closing. To her horror, she discovers that her new landlord is none other than the magnetic mariachi she hooked up with on Dia de los Muertos. Even worse, it was his father who stole her mother's taco recipe decades ago. Julieta has no choice but to work with Ramón, the man who destroyed her life's work and the one man who tempts and inspires her. As San Diego's outraged community protests against the Taco King takeover and the divide between their families grows, Ramón and Julieta struggle to balance the rising tensions. But Ramón knows that true love is priceless. And, despite all of his successes, this is the one battle he refuses to lose. Do you feel it? That is enemies to lovers. Enemies to lovers. That's a great trope. Right? Shakespeare started it all. Is it enemies to lovers, though? Here it is. But no, Romeo and Juliet was enemies to lovers. More like the families were enemies, not necessarily the main characters, right? I'm talking about Shakespeare. No, so maybe that's not enemies to lover. No, I don't think he discovered it. I take that back. Yeah, take it back. Take it back 2 times fold. Never mind. But this is an enemies to lover. It's more like they loved each other, then they found out who they were, then they become enemies, and then I'm pretty sure it has a happy ending. Pretty sure. Okay. Well, friends, that's it. That's my book haul. Peace. Okay, I gotta turn it off.